Hey guys, here we go for our last converting measurement units. This is our last lesson for doing these transfers and conversions. Today we're going to talk about the customary units of weight. So when we talk about weight, that's what we're going to be on today. So we're on 13.3 from your packet, so hang on to that. This one's a nice easy one because it's only got 3 things to remember. The only thing you need to remember for your weight, this is our customary, is ounces, pounds, and tons. So 16 ounces, and these are different ounces than what we talked about yesterday with capacity. Those were fluid ounces when it talked about liquids. These are ounces, which are like weights, which if you remember when we were right before spring break, we were holding on to paper clips, and we had some ounces, and about 16 paper clips is about the same thing as an ounce. So your ounce is the smallest measure. 16 of those ounces makes a pound, and then a pound, you have to use 2,000 of them to create a ton. So our conversions are going to be nice and simple. We have 16 ounces is 1 pound, or 2,000 pounds equals a ton. Okay, so those are the measurements we need to find. You can also see that on your worksheet right in this middle section again. Your ounces, pounds, and tons. 16 ounces makes 1 pound, and then 2,000 of those pounds makes a ton. All right, so let's go to this part up here. We're going from small unit to a large unit. Same thing as no matter whether you're working with length, capacity, or weight. If you're going small to large, you're going to fly to horse, divide, of course, because it's going to take less of the larger unit than the smaller unit to fill up that same amount of weight. So if I have 32 ounces and I'm transferring them to pounds, an ounce is smaller, so that's your fly. Pounds are your horse. We're going to divide, of course. So we're going to take these 32 ounces and divide it by how many ounces are in one of those pounds. 16 ounces make up 1 pound. So 32 divided by 16 is 2 pounds. Here's my 1, 2 pounds. 16 ounces makes 1 pound. 16 ounces makes the second pound. So those are 32 ounces making those 2 pounds. The next one has pounds to ounces. So we're going from a larger unit, the horse, to the smaller unit, the fly. Horse to fly, multiply. So we're going to take those 3 pounds and multiply it by how many ounces are in a pound. 16 ounces make a pound, so 3 times 16 is 48. 48 ounces is 3 pounds. Here's your 3 pounds, and each one of those pounds is 16 ounces. So 3 times 16 is 48. All right, let's try some on the bottom. Here we go. 4 tons equals how many pounds? Well, which one's the bigger? Horse is the ton because this is a much bigger measurement than a pound. So we're going to go horse to fly, multiply 4 tons times how many pounds in a ton? Well, 2,000 pounds in a ton. So 4 times 2,000 is 8,000 pounds is 4 tons. Ounces to pounds. 48 ounces is how many pounds? An ounce is smaller than a pound, so that's our fly. Pound is our horse. Because I can put ounces inside the pound, I know it's smaller. 48 ounces, fly to horse, divide, of course, divided by 16. And 16 goes into 48 3 times. 5 pounds is how many ounces? Well, we can put ounces inside the pound, so this one has to be the smaller, and this is the larger. So if we have horse to fly, multiply 5 times, how many ounces in a pound? 16. 16 times 5, and if you have to come over to the side to do this multiplication, do it, is 80 ounces. Pounds to tons. Pounds are smaller because there's 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. So I'm going fly to horse, divide, of course. 6,000 divided by how many pounds in a ton? 2,000. There are 3 2,000s inside 6,000. When we're going to compare them, you just have to pick one or the other to transfer and convert into the other. So if I have 3,000 pounds or 1 ton, well, I know there's 2,000 pounds in 1 ton, so 1 ton is the same thing as 2,000 pounds, which means 3,000 is larger. 272 ounces or 20 pounds. I can go one way or the other. I like multiplying better than dividing, so I'm going to go horse to fly. I'm going to take the larger measure, the pound, instead of the ounce, and I'm going to transfer those 20 pounds and multiply it by 16 ounces, which are in each one. And I'm going to transfer that over here so I can do it on the side. 320 ounces. Well, that's bigger than 272, so 20 pounds is larger. And last but not least, a candy maker buys a bar of chocolate weighing 162 ounces. About, that word's important, we're estimating. How many pounds does it weigh? Well, 162 ounces, and we're going to transfer it to pounds. So we're going fly to horse, divide, of course. And I know there's 16 ounces in 1 pound, so I'm going to divide it by 16. And if I had 162 ounces and I'm dividing that by 16, I know I can put that in about 10 times. And then I'm going to have just these 2 ounces left over. So it's about 10 pounds. 10 pounds, which are on the inside. All right, your next job that you're going to do, we're going to pause this video, and then you're going to work on your conversions. I noticed on your conversions, you're going to see things like 2.5 pounds. So if it's 2.5 pounds, you can either look at those, and what would be a half of a pound would be 6 ounce or 8 ounces if the whole pound is going to be 16. Or you can transfer that to 2 5/10 if you do want to multiply by your decimals like we've done in the past. Okay, so when you see these fractions, you know a half a pound is just half of the ounces, which would be the same thing as 8 ounces. All right, do the best you can, and I'll come back with the answers in just a little bit.